tension here at the Uluwatu CT. Kolohe Andino chasing his first championship tour victory. He's got to get past Julian Wilson for that opportunity. And he's kicking this one off quickly. Couple of big hits on the outside. This is a guy with a mean backhand and a solid finish. Andino off to a flying start here.
I mean, I feel like this is the look that we saw out of Kolohe Andino when we saw him terrorizing over in Fiji when he started really heating up in this size serve. I feel like he's got the edge over Julian in head-high lefts. I think that he's got a tighter, quicker turn.
Final number one right behind him, Julian Wilson. If he can progress through this heat, he can get the yellow jersey back after a victory at the first stop. That wave, it's not going to match up well against Kolohe's first ride. That score is coming through.
In the arc is Julian.
So Wilson up. Amazing comeback against Jordy Smith to make it to this point in the draw. Eyeing off that yellow jersey. Flowing nicely down the line here. Bit of a wobble on the landing from that float though.
Don't know if those big bowls are going to be on offer like we saw for Julian to come through that heat with Jordy. So far he's cleaning up some smaller waves, but not really on point. A little fumble off the beginning and then right there just kicking out, not having complete control. And that's what you want right now to progress through to the final.
He's up again, Wilson stalling. And that wave just clamping up on him there. So a couple of efforts, no big numbers dropped. Holding a 3.43 as his highest ride at the moment. Andino still out in front with that 6.83. Through this one, he's back in that yellow jersey, heading to J-Bay, where he has final before. But Andino looking for a solid backup number now. Maybe even something stronger. Looking alive and inspired here in semi-final number one. This one is going to fade away, though. He's going to get out of there. 3.57. So still bettering any of Julian's highest scoring rides at this point.
He looks quick, fired up, pushing nicely into that corner. I love the way he comes out of his turns. Watch this. Boom. That end of it right there where he pushes extra hard on the fins. That's the kind of surfing I like. And he does it in these tight transitions on the backhand. Taking a note and a lesson out of that book. Do not rest your decisions on the free surf clips.
That's so true as Andino picks off ride number 3. Catching that nose rail for a moment, but picks up some speed to try and get down the line. Won't find the open face again on this one. So unlikely that he's going to improve his situation here. And we're loving what the surfers are able to bring today. The conditions really holding true, really clean out there at the moment. Andino stuffing himself inside that one, not finding the exit though. Really looking to get herself right into the title talk. She's making up great ground on Stephanie Gilmore and Lakey Peterson by just making this last heat of the women's contest. Right now though, Julian Wilson up on this board, already looking better in that first turn. Solid start of this ride, a few ribs to deal with, no problem for Wilson. Climbing up on the roof, can he hold on to this one? Plants it, solid finish. After a 6.97, will it go there?
You know, you're out in the water, you don't know exactly what's going to happen, but he gets up, straight up into that corner, and that was vicious as he just planted the board perfectly in the lip and timed it, throwing spray, dealing with the ribs and that water coming across. All that water is from other waves coming down the reef. They just fill down the reef, and those are the remnants of other waves coming down at it. And slamming it up there for that finish move. Pretty dynamic. A little drama in there, probably built up a bit by Julian. I like it. See the other board not confident under his feet, and all of a sudden, bang, he jumps up, and he starts looking really quick.
Now thinking about getting rid of that 3.43 and extending his lead here. Really solid matchup. Both these guys have the similar weapons on the backhand. Both great tube riders, both really strong backhand turns out of the hook, and both know how to stomp the backside air reverse as well. Julian has picked off one that's reeling off pretty nicely through that inside section. Bit lumpy, hard to read.
And throw it up. These little waves, they start out small, but gosh, they grow so quickly into the corner. And that's why Julian picked up this wave, because he saw it growing down the line with a lot of opportunity on it. So it had a lot of open face. He's figuring, okay, I'll get a couple of good turns in here. Yeah, definitely following it up.
Andino He's looking to line up the inside section. Thinking barrel. This thing's starting to throw open. Sticks his butt in the wall of the wave. He'll find his way through that first section. More points on offer here. Climbs up in the lip. There's that vertical hit. And not done with this one just yet. Clean wave. Julian's just eyeing the surface for Kolohe to make his run through this inside track. And he's able to rack up some solid manoeuvres on the backhand. What a ride for the Californian. What a barrel. He just took his time, and that is sometimes hard to do on a wave that is threatening to reel off, to really put yourself back in it. This is a gift, though.
Oh, this thing just ramped in. Looked like he got towed in, and you could see it coming, so he just dropped his bum into that wave, slowed himself right down this turn. Bang! That way you can go from the transition and so quickly go vertical up into that bowl after coming out of the tube. That is just the best feeling in the world. And the score will reflect in it, because you can see how easy that was for him. And though it looked pretty effortless, there was a lot of technical ability to keep, like you said, the pace of that into the corner. This was the view right off the bat from out the back as the wave started. So he got a nice floater off before we even came into this thing. And then he just came to the inside, saw it coming. You can see the lump kind of doubling up in front of him. Just beautiful positioning. Dragged his arm and his body in it. And then right here, whips it. Wham! Just straight up into the bowl. So really fast, clean surfing. And I think he favors the backhand more than anything.
Yeah, he's got some definite weapons on the forehand too, but I think you're right. I think when he gets on the backhand, his confidence goes up a notch. All right, let's watch this wave unfold. See what Julian can do. Throws the air reverse. I personally felt there might have been a bit more separation, a bit more reward for Kolohe. Just the way he put that wave together, it just seemed silky smooth. Julian's first turn, but I felt the second turn just didn't have that steep section for him to really lay it over. But the finish certainly made up some points for him. And that's been well rewarded these past two events. Andino loading up. He is out in front, chasing something better than a 6.83 to extend his lead here. Nice slice off the top. Big bash there, really extending that back foot, moving a lot of water. And he really found his flow, had a great rhythm on that wave. And he's throwing the peace signs up. Hasn't had much to celebrate through the season, but letting everyone know he's having a good time at the moment.
The Richard Nixon, he just felt it off the end there, threw up the double peace signs. Look at how perfect this wave is, ladies and gentlemen. Uluwatu is producing the good speed lines down through the bowl, finally sets it up for a big float, and then goes right to work in the lip line, pushing the fins, solid surfing. That was the best turn. And then slams it home right there. Nothing crazy off the end. Could have been a little more dynamic.
Semi-final time here at the Uluwatu CT. Julian Wilson up against Kolohe Andino. And Julian has the opportunity to get back in the Jeep Leaders jersey if he can crack the final of this event up at the moment. And he's chasing a score. Needs a 7.21. Nice big tail drop float to get started. Gets that board up into the pocket a couple of times to follow it up. And a clean finish as well. So Wilson, not a bad ride there. That last number, and here is Julian on the replay. What did you make of this one, Strider?
It was a smaller wave. He got a little hung up right there, but then he did, have a couple of nice little vertical slams to finish up on the inside there. Nothing crazy.
I think the judges are sensing the form of these two competitors and really expecting that we're going to see some big exchanges in the final moments here. 4 minutes to go, and Wilson really drops a bomb on that first section. Solid hit. Climbs up onto the roof again, just trying to get some speed for this manoeuvre. Nice carve. Has room to move down the line. Wants a solid finish here. Tucks into the barrel. Punches through. Out in front of it again, into the bowl. Working hard. It's a marathon event today for these competitors, surfing a number of times. For the opportunity to get themselves into the final, Wilson finishes with something strong on the inside, adding the progression. And that's been well rewarded, so a bit of risk to finish that one off. I think I can hear people back in Australia cheering too, because Julian's their best chance at a world title this season, it seems. He has a big opportunity here if he makes the final. Strider back in yellow for the second time this season.
That first turn was vicious. That was a little sleepy there, but then he comes around, cleans it up, pushes hard on the fins, sets it up through the inside here, and finds himself a quick little bit of cover. Not anything really, pushing the score line very much there, but then he comes to the inside and finds himself a little pop where I didn't think there was anything left on this thing. He just very cleanly wrapped that wave up.
Just a finishing maneuver for Wilson at the end there, but it'll probably get the nod for one of the AirAsia Big Airs. Don't forget, you can have your say on who takes that $5,000 prize from AirAsia. But here's the replay from that drone perspective. I love this.
Yeah, it's beautiful. You get to see how much water's flying out the back, where they're doing the turns in the lip line, how deep in the tube they are, as well as, whether it's clean or it's got a little white water in it. And watching this wave back, the first turn was where the real money was for me, on this wave. The little backside 180 air was technical, but nothing crazy.
And this one is being counted down. And Kolohe Andino bundled out by Julian Wilson. He is your new world #1. How far can he exceed or proceed ahead of his world title rivals? We'll find out.